Chapter 1. Setting the stage. An overview. The author reflects on their personal journey of exploration and curiosity, beginning in childhood when they sought knowledge about various topics such as mutual funds and insurance companies through written correspondence. Despite having limited resources and infrastructure in their small town, the author's thirst for learning persisted throughout their education and into the corporate world. Realizing that there were more effective ways to learn and retain information, the author began researching and implementing techniques for accelerated learning on their own. This led them to write a book on the subject, with the goal of providing valuable strategies in a concise format suitable for today's short attention spans. The book will cover topics such as how the brain works and memory's role in enhanced learning, different types of learning strategies, myths about learning styles, note-taking techniques, making learning fun through gamification, and challenges using technology to facilitate teaching, which is one of the most effective ways to learn, and the states of learning required to become an expert in a field. The author believes that learning should be a lifelong process, and by sharing their experiences and research, they hope to help readers improve their own learning abilities for personal and professional growth. Chapter 2. Decoding the brain-memory connection. A journey into cognition. The ability to learn faster is a crucial skill in today's fast-paced world. This chapter delves into the fundamental aspects of learning at a quicker pace by understanding the connection between the human brain and memory. Firstly, the chapter emphasizes that the key infrastructure for imbibing any new learning is our brain. It highlights the complexity of the brain, which handles multiple functions simultaneously while reading or performing other tasks. The chapter also provides an overview of the brain's internal functioning, mentioning the role of neurons in facilitating learning and development. The primary transaction within the brain occurs through synaptic connections between neurons. These connections strengthen or weaken as we learn new things. The sheer number of possible neuronal patterns suggests that all human behavior and learning are influenced by these connections. Furthermore, the chapter discusses the importance of memory in the learning process. Memory is defined as the capability to encode, hold, and retrieve information in the brain through the rebuilding of previous experiences via synchronous firing of neurons. A strong memory enables quicker decision-making, as it allows for quick access to stored information when needed. The process of creating a memory involves 3 steps: encoding, storage, and retrieval. Encoding is the input process where information is processed from various senses. Storage refers to retaining this information in neural pathways based on the effort put into encoding and the importance of the information. Retrieval is the key output function, allowing us to recall information when needed. In summary, understanding the brain's functioning and the role of memory are essential steps towards learning faster. The chapter sets the foundation for exploring various techniques to enhance learning efficiency in subsequent sections. By delving into these concepts, we can unlock the potential to learn and retain information more effectively. Chapter 3. Unlocking comprehension. Strategies for deep understanding. Learning techniques play a crucial role in retaining information and enhancing long-term memory. However, many people continue to rely on less effective methods such as cramming, rereading, and highlighting. Research by psychologist John Donlosky and his team has identified the 10 most effective learning strategies, 5 of which are commonly used but ineffective for long-term retention. The 5 commonly used but ineffective methods include rereading, used by 84 of students in one survey, highlighting, summarizing, creating mnemonics, and using external cues. While these techniques may seem helpful, research has shown that they do not significantly contribute to retaining information in the long run. In contrast, Donlowski's study identified 5 highly effective learning strategies. 1. Practice testing. This strategy involves testing yourself on the material you've learned, which helps commit information to memory and prepares you for future assessments. 2. Distributed practice. Instead of cramming all the information at once, spread out your learning sessions over time. This approach has been shown to be more effective than massed practice in retaining knowledge. 3. Interleaved practice. Switch between different types of problems or concepts while studying. This method has been found to improve learning compared to focusing on a single topic consecutively. 4. Elaborative interrogation. Ask yourself why. Questions about the information you're learning. Understanding the underlying reasons helps with long-term retention and better comprehension. 5. Self-explanation. When learning new material, explain it to yourself in your own words. This practice has shown promise in delivering effective results, but requires more research for solid validation. By incorporating these 5 proven strategies into your study routine, you can enhance your learning experience and improve long-term memory retention. It is essential to be conscious of the learning techniques used and prioritize those that have been demonstrated to be most effective. Chapter 4. Mastering the Art of Learning. Subtle Strategies for Success. The objective of learning anything new is to imbibe the new knowledge deeply within our brains and transform it into personal wisdom. To make better decisions, one must gain real knowledge rather than just surface-level information. The targeted learning approach involves using plain language to teach a concept as if to a 70-year-old grandmother who has no prior knowledge about the subject. This Feynman technique helps identify gaps in understanding and learn faster. The 80-20 principle also applies to learning, where focusing on the most important 20 of a skill can give 80 results, leading to faster progress and motivation. Associative learning, based on linking ideas together, is another approach that can enhance learning by associating new knowledge with rewards or punishments. Learn anything in 20 hours. Method involves breaking down skills into small components, learning just enough to self-correct, removing distractions, and practicing for 45 minutes daily. This emotional barrier often holds people back from trying anything new. In summary, this book discusses various approaches to learning better, such as the Feynman technique, the 80-20 principle, associative learning, and the learn anything in 20 hours. Method. These techniques can help individuals gain real knowledge, make better decisions, and overcome emotional barriers to learning new skills. Chapter 5. Beyond the Labels. Unpacking Learning Styles in the Digital Age. Title. Beyond the Labels. Unpacking Learning Styles in the Digital Age. The idea of different learning styles has gained significant popularity over the years, with proponents claiming that people learn best when taught in a manner that aligns with their preferred style. However, recent research suggests that this notion may be more myth than reality, and that the belief in learning styles is causing harm to students rather than helping them. The chapter begins by discussing the various learning styles that have been proposed, including visual, verbal, oral, read-write, logical, mathematical, social, and solitary. It also explores how brain science has found that each of these learning styles uses different parts of the brain, with key areas responsible for each style. The author then delves into the debate surrounding the efficacy of teaching material based on learning style preferences. The chapter cites studies conducted on students to test the validity of learning styles, and concludes that there is little evidence supporting the idea that verbal learners should be taught differently than visual learners. In fact, Christian Jarrett, a cognitive neuroscientist, argues that the nature of the learning material determines the learning style rather than the other way around. The author highlights the potential dangers of assuming a fixed learning style for students, as it can lead to a fixed mindset, where students believe they cannot learn in ways outside their preferred style. This notion goes against the idea that with effort and practice, students can adapt and improve their learning abilities regardless of their preferred style. Additionally, the chapter discusses the role of note-taking in the learning process. It emphasizes the importance of effective note-taking techniques such as the Cornell method, outlining, mind mapping, and the lazy man's method for better comprehension and memory retention. The author also touches upon recent research comparing laptop note-taking to longhand note-taking, suggesting that laptops may hinder learning due to their tendency to encourage verbatim transcription rather than deep processing of information. In conclusion, the chapter challenges the widely held belief in different learning styles and urges educators and students alike to rethink how they approach teaching and learning. The author encourages readers to experiment with various note-taking methods and find the one that works best for them, while also acknowledging the importance of effort and practice in improving learning ability. Chapter 6. Level up your learning. Mastering skills through play. Chapter 6 delves into the concept of leveling up your learning, mastering skills through play, emphasizing the power of games in education and skill acquisition. The chapter highlights how games stay with us throughout our lives, from childhood toys to complex video games, and how they can promote situational learning and higher-order thinking skills. By introducing gamification in learning, educators and trainers can make tedious subjects more interesting and engaging. Gamification involves using game design elements in non-game contexts to enhance motivation and engagement. It enables learners to experience practical difficulties and feedback in a safe environment, leading to better understanding and retention of knowledge. Examples of gamified learning include simulation training for driving cars or trading currencies on demo accounts, which provide real-life experiences without the risks associated with actual money. Gamification offers several benefits, such as creating conducive learning environments, providing instant feedback, and promoting social collaboration. It can be applied to various learning needs, from soft skills development to customer support training. Additionally, introducing challenges in learning tasks can make knowledge acquisition secondary to winning the challenge, fostering a natural progression of learning for personal growth. In summary, this chapter emphasizes the importance of games and playfulness in learning and skill acquisition. By incorporating gamification elements into educational activities and challenging learners to excel, individuals can level up their learning experience and master skills more effectively. Chapter 7, Beyond the Textbook, Leveraging Technology for Experiential Learning. In recent years, educators and researchers have discovered a powerful learning technique known as the protégé effect. This method involves students teaching others rather than just learning for themselves. The premise behind this approach is that by explaining a concept to someone else, you must first understand it yourself. As Albert Einstein famously said, if you can't explain it simply, you don't understand it well enough. The protégé effect works because when you teach someone else, you are forced to retrieve the information from your memory, arrange your thoughts clearly, and simplify complex ideas into easily digestible concepts. This process of teaching enhances your own understanding and recall of the subject matter, Studies have shown that students who learn by teaching others tend to score higher than those who learn only for themselves. In fact, older siblings often excel academically because they teach their younger siblings, resulting in a higher IQ compared to their siblings who receive no such tutoring. To further harness the power of experiential learning, Stanford University researchers have developed cutting-edge teaching agents, or teachable bots. These virtual systems can learn, ask questions, and provide feedback much like human students. Betty's brain is one such example, having learned from thousands of hours of subject information taught by high school students. When students teach these teachable agents, their understanding becomes clearer, as they must recall the material from memory to explain it effectively. The agent's feedback enhances learning further, forcing users to think critically and apply the knowledge in new ways. In a 2009 study at Stanford University, fifth-grade students were divided into two groups. One learned for themselves, while the other taught virtual pupils. The students working with the teaching agents exhibited a stronger emotional connection to the learning process and performed better academically. The protégé effect improves learning by encouraging a more structured approach to understanding concepts, prompting the use of additional techniques beyond personal learning and increasing motivation to learn. Students who teach others are more likely to discover gaps in their knowledge and work harder to fill those gaps. As educators recognize the power of experiential learning through teaching, they create opportunities for students to share their knowledge with others. At the University of Pennsylvania, for example, a cascading mentoring program as college undergraduates teach computer science to high school students, who in turn teach middle schoolers. Aristotle summarized the importance of teaching to learn best. Those who know do. Those who understand teach. To solidify your understanding of any concept, find someone who needs that knowledge and teach them. If you want to become an expert in your field, the next chapter will provide valuable insights on building expertise through various learning techniques. Chapter 8, AT, Level Up, Mastering the Art of Rapid Learning. In today's fast-paced world, where knowledge and skills are constantly evolving, it is essential to continuously upgrade one's learning capabilities to stay ahead in any chosen field. This executive summary discusses the 4 stages of learning: unaware incompetence, conscious incompetence, conscious competence, and unconscious competence, and how individuals can progress through these stages to become experts in their respective domains. The first stage is unaware incompetence, where an individual does not recognize their own lack of skills or knowledge. The second stage is conscious incompetence, during which the person becomes aware of their shortcomings and actively seeks to improve. The third stage is conscious competence, when the individual has gained knowledge and can perform tasks with concentration. Finally, the fourth stage is unconscious competence, where the skill becomes second nature and can be executed effortlessly. To reach the highest level of expertise, individuals must put in significant practice hours, as suggested by Malcolm Gladwell's 10,000-hour rule. However, it is essential to note that not all types of practice lead to mastery. Anders Ericsson emphasizes the importance of deliberate practice, which involves focused, goal-oriented activities with immediate and specific feedback. Deliberate practice requires 3 key elements: setting well-defined goals, focusing on specific aspects of skill development, and seeking timely feedback on one's performance. By engaging in this type of purposeful practice under expert guidance, individuals can significantly improve their skills and become true experts in their chosen field. In conclusion, upgrading learning capabilities is crucial for personal and professional growth. By understanding the 4 stages of learning and employing deliberate practice techniques, individuals can progress towards unconscious competence and excel in any domain they choose to pursue. Yay!